I started recording myself in my kitchen because it's so funny. I'm like, I have space in my living room, whatever. No, for some reason in my kitchen, I don't know why I'm so damn inspired to choreograph, or in my car while I'm driving. If I ever like, you ever find out that like I died in a car accident? That's probably why I was probably choreographing.
We're doing the 6-step prep in your.
You're like, don't worry, she left happy. Like she she loves doing what she loved, you know. But and like even the rehearsal time is so much fun. Like that's the best too, because you're going in. The performance is always the best part of it all. Like everybody loves, you know, getting glammed up and going out there and like lights are on and all this stuff. But like rehearsal moments are fun for me because I was always a dance teacher from like 2001, you know, to now. I cut back this year on teaching just because it was too much with the schedule. Like baseball schedules, like a whole week on, a whole week off, a whole week on. Like it's too much if you're at a dance studio. But I still love like choreographing, and I that's just like second nature for me. Be happy, 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 happy. Keep your chin.
Welcome back, Mama fans. Today we are with Gina Capelli. Part 1, meet the mom who dominated the NFL, NHL, and the MLB, and more. An inspiring conversation about motherhood, identity, and the relentless passion that keeps us connected to who we are. From juggling 3 kids in 3 different schools to chaotic mornings, while continuing to pursue the career that she absolutely loves. Before becoming a coach, mentor, and leader in the dance world, Gina spent years performing in professional sports entertainment, dancing for the New York Jets flight crew during its inaugural season, working with the New York Islanders, and performing for arena football teams in the early days of sports dance culture. She shares what games were really like behind the glamour. 3 a.m. wake-up calls, nonstop rehearsals, freezing weather, full glam before sunrise, and the adrenaline rush that made every exhausting moment worth it. This episode dives into the evolution of a woman determined not to lose herself in motherhood. Gina talks honestly about mom guilt, ambition, financial realities in the entertainment industry, and the importance of showing her children what it looks like to pursue purpose and passion, and finding fulfillment both on stage and behind the scenes. We loved this conversation so much with Gina. Let's dive in with Gina Capelli. We have never met right in person. This is
this is all via. We're so high tech. Look at us.
Well, you should have seen me before. I'm like, now do I record on the cloud? Sure. Now I just started. I didn't hit start. Is the meeting? Are we having a meeting?
I just had to re-download my Zoom, which I didn't, because I've been using Microsoft Teams for I don't even know how long for even like work. And I'm freaking out because I'm like, what the hell's going on? I couldn't even get in until like 11:59 on the dot. And then the camera was like, nope, not working today.
Not working. So now you're on your phone.
Now I'm on my phone. Good old Apple.
Good old Apple. We have all the devices. We have all the devices.
For me, I swear to God. So I have a 12-year-old and a 13-year-old. And my 12-year-old, she's actually very, very savvy with like.
They all are.
Yeah. So I told her the other day, I said, it's going to be very soon that you're going to be my social media manager.
Wait,
I hire you. Yeah.
My just turned 6-year-old who's on the spectrum, and she's very high functioning on the spectrum, was like nonverbal until she was like 4.5. I swear to God. I'm like, what happened to my phone? Oh no. She'll be like, beep, bop, boop, a doop, bop, a doop, whoop, 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 and like done. I'm like
the language they understand, which is like so great for kids that are on the spectrum, because the technology speaks to them and they are able to process it in a way where some minds are not able to. And I feel like, I wonder.
So young. She figured it Roblox, because I have 2 older and they're like, join me. They just sit there all day on Roblox. Yeah. But mind blown how these kids can figure it out. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like
trying to put on your eyelashes. Like, I can't see the glue.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. No, wait, Gina, how old are your kids? So you have 3 kids. How old?
So I have a 6-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 15, almost 16-year-old.
Wow.
All the schools, like elementary, middle, and high school.
All 3 different schools.
Yes.
So what's your morning drop-off look like?
Well, this town used to not have buses at all. So now my oldest is the only one now without a bus. The high school still doesn't have one. I have to drive her in the morning. My middle schooler, thank God the bus picks her up on the corner, and my youngest gets picked up right in my front door. Ah!
Hallelujah. So you don't have to do like a PJ drive with coffee.
PJ drive? No lie. If I should join the military, because it's literally like my kid will open the door because she's so good. She's just like, she wakes up with no alarm, doesn't need mom to wake her up, nothing like that. She opens the door and she's like, Mom. And that's it. She just, and I like come up like resurrected and like, and you want to talk about no makeup? God, Lord knows what I look like. I hope I never get into an accident or anything where I'm stuck out there.
I say that. I say it's coming.
Because we're talking some serious, like, didn't brush the teeth, didn't comb the hair. It literally is like a resurrection of the dead. I look like the Walking Dead. And then I come back and like get everybody else ready for the day. You know, it's just like.
Yeah, totally. I know. Well, what is it like? Tell us a little bit about, first I want to know, because right now, so you're NFL Jets flight crew.
Yes, I was.
And you've done like a million events for the Jets. And as a part of where you do all these events.
I was on the inaugural season, so I got to be a part of like the birthing, luckily.
What was that experience like?
Super cool. That was like, oh my God, that's an experience in itself. Yes, it wasn't all glitz and glam in the beginning. You know, you don't have all these sponsorships and all these glamorous things that you have now. It was literally unraveling to the point where most of the whole season, we didn't even have pom-poms, and there's only like 10 of us. Mm-hmm. So we were like standing there, you know, like little ants in that place.
Yeah.
But holy, what an experience that was, that first season. And I ended up, I went back to I was with the hockey as well for the Islanders with the NHL. Okay. That was great. That was fun. I live on Long Island. So to be right there, it was like 20 minutes away from me at the time. And it was just like such a cool experience just to even be a part of that. And as well, there was like the New York Dragons were there as well, which is indoor football, like arena football. Super fun. Just like nothing but, you know, New York represented here. Like I'm like
all day.
Tried and true. I guess I got spirit for New York. So
I mean, that's amazing that you did, because there is something about that of like being in your hometown. I mean, especially with the Islanders. I never knew that NHL had a dance team or cheerleaders.
The Icebreakers, yeah. So because we did arena football, it was the same owner, and he was just like, "Hey, we need girls for this too." And actually, the Islanders were the first people to start Ice Girls. Like, you know, if you see any dancers or any females in the world of hockey, it's thanks to the creator, Tim Beach, that was with the NHL for the Islanders, and he created that. So that was kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's been around, like I've known him since the beginning of time. Like he's got a portion of every single job I've had. He's just like the little angel that's kind of been on my shoulder. Being like, go, don't go to this, go to that. You know, like he's been such a great, almost like father figure for me in the sports industry world.
In the sports industry world. I mean, especially with a dance background like you have.
Yeah.
Coming into like, can you talk us through what with the Jets flight crew, like what does that day look like? So there's a game at MetLife, right?
Day.
The big city. So what does that look like?
It felt like 28 hours of the day. It was, you know, night before, you're not going out. You're not doing anything because you want to be like, make sure nothing happens. You got to pack your bag. Yeah, you got to pack your bag 100,000 times. You got to like have your hair done the night before. I used to sleep in rollers, like the Velcro rollers. My neck would be like, I don't know how I danced that day. But like I'd be sitting there again, resurrected. And I remember waking up, like we're talking 3-4 in the morning. You know, that was going all the way out to Jersey, which we flew there in the morning, but we had to be there for field rehearsal, and we would physically perform the entire game.
Wow.
Before the game even started. So before the players went out and warmed up and everything, when the field was free, we would literally run everything full out. And we had to show up to the stadium, full hair, full makeup. I mean, like the most you did was maybe add gloss and stuff later, but you had to be full makeup. So you sweat that all off. Then you had to fix it all up because, you know, your hair, you look a wet mop. when you were outside sweating. And, the outdoor elements aren't always the best for you, when it comes to
during football season. I mean, we've been to those Jets games.
Oh my God. Like,
rain,
please.
sleet, and snow. You guys perform? It doesn't matter.
Rain, sleet, and snow, even like during Sandy. I remember there's a picture of me. My hair was like, it was like the hurricane started and my hair was just like in a direction I've never seen it go in before. But yeah, we would go there. We would drive all the way there. We would always carpool. There was a lot of girls from the same area, and it just saved us financially, like with tolls and things like that. And even for rehearsals, we did that. And the carpool was so much fun. It was like, a little girly moment, like everybody, my girlfriends that were in my carpool and then some are like still my girlfriends to this day. So that was a fun little moment on the side. And then, yeah, we would sit there, warm up, go outside, do the whole field rehearsal thing, come back in. You have enough time to eat. They would, they feed us. Okay. We'd get dressed and ready. And I was actually on a show team too, which performed out like other outside events. And we did other things other than like the pom-pom choreography. It was like a little outside the box choreography that we performed before gates even opened outside. We were on a stage and everything. It's not like we were out in the tailgating scary area.
Oh yeah.
But that was fun too, to be a part of that. And I got to do the first season of that as well. And then we'd come in and you'd have probably 10 to 15 minutes max to change into your regular uniform and lipstick on and get ready to go into the tunnel. And we were out there, like you said, rain or shine, doesn't matter. We were out there until halftime, come back in for literally about less than 15 minutes because, it restarts up again. And then back to our posts until game over. And it was just like, adrenaline. The part that blew my mind and surprised me was after I had my first daughter. So I ended up, I was on the team for the season 1. And then I left and was kind of journeying into back into NHL and the arena football because my coach was deciding to leave. And she was like, hey, do you want to maybe take over and be the coach? And just as we were about to sign with the new owners and everything like that, I'm not even kidding you, it felt like a movie. I remember being at the gas station and hearing on the radio while I was pumping gas that the recession happened and the entire league folded. And
so was it 2007?
2008 so that happened. So I did my 2007 season with the Jets, and then I left to go, pursue. I was getting older. I was already, when I started, I think I was like 24 when I started, which is like the middle of my dance career when the Jets happened. And I remember just thinking, like, is this seriously, like, can't be happening? Like, what is this? So I immediately was like, oh, I'm going back to the Jets. Like, I'm going right back to dancing. I'm still young. I still got it in me. Like, I'd rather just go back to pursuing professional dance. I loved it there. Let's just go back. And I remember I went to a game to visit my girlfriends in the 2008 season. And I was like, why am I gaining weight? Like, I'm working out so much.
No.
Like, why am I gaining weight? And I actually got pregnant for my first daughter. And I, like, a part of me was like, oh, that's it, Gina. Like, you're not dancing anymore. And then another part of me was like, no, honey bun, you're only like 25, 26 years old at this point. Like, come on, you still got it in you. You know what I mean? And luckily I did after, I like my first pregnancy, I gained all the weight, it was the first baby. It was so like, give me food, give me everything.
Yeah.
Like just whatever. But my coach at the time, Denise Garvey, she was also pregnant and we were due a week apart. So there was this kind of like staying in touch. And like, if I would have went back to, I would have been like the first mother on the team. So I was like, you know what? There was a lot of pushing me, and it was like a good physical goal to go back to, just for my mentality, just to, that was my career. I went to college for dance, so I wasn't just going to completely hang it up. I was ready to go back, and I had the ambition while I was pregnant afterwards. And it was good for me to do that because it was like a healthy way to get back into shape and back into, a routine and not just be buried in, the diapers. I love my first daughter, but not to be buried in the diapers and come on, the mom guilt stuff. But, I was like, I can make this work, and I was going back to be a dance teacher anyway. I was with her all day long. And then at night, you know, my parents lived right down the block from me too. So that was nice. I was able to just be like, oh, hang out with, you know, her grandparents at the time. And they got that time with their first grandbaby. And then, yeah, and then I just kept pursuing it. And then, you know, once I hit like 30, I was just like, okay, I'm ready to have my second kid and I'm ready to like not wear a crop top anymore. I'm ready to. And I wanted to go, I really truly like, I got the bug in '08 to be on the other side of the fence and be a director. And I was always a choreographer and I just love people. I love working with dancers, whether they be my age, younger, older. Like I like thrive in that atmosphere. And I notice about myself that if I'm not a part of that, if I'm not doing something to do with like teaching dance or leading a group, like it kind of kills my soul. Like I feel soulless. I feel like there's no purpose to Gina. Yes, I'm a mom. And of course that's my life's purpose, but there's Gina too. There's not just a mom, you know, that I wear on my forehead. You know what I mean? She's there too. We got to care about her.
Yeah. And it sounds like you've always really honored that in wanting, especially to go back so quickly after you had your first, to want to go back and to like see where this work was relevant to you in your life at that moment.
Yeah. And it was like, you know, I wanted to finish on that note. I didn't want, you know, going back to the mom guilt stuff, I didn't want to like look at it and be like, I stopped because I had a baby. And I never wanted that to even be on my daughter. And like, not for nothing, having a daughter, it was so like, she was so proud. Like her first like spelling, like her first word was JETS, just, you know what I mean? Like the first one was no, actually, but you know, like you know, it was the first one she was trying to spell. And like, she just kind of lit up when she would see the logo. She would be like, Mommy's Jets, you know? Aww. And that kind of fired me up because I was like, you know, of course, I always had all these students that were like, wow, Miss Gina, you do this, you do that. But when it's your own child that looks at you like you're cool, especially now that she's a teenager and like nothing I do is cool. But
that's a conversation I want to have.
Like I'm cool, but like I don't think she ever wants to admit it. But it was, you know, it was motivating, and I think it was. I'm glad I did it because it definitely pushed me and projected me to where I am right now. And, you know, luckily it survived the pandemic, which is when I had my third child. And, you know, and then that pushed me right over the fence. And I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. Like I need to push forward. And things were just falling on my lap and they felt right. Like everything, the positions that I even have right now, it just felt like they were almost like handed to me divinely instead of it being like I'm seeking. So, you know, in that moment, it was like the right thing to do. And, you know, felt like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Love this world that you're in of sport, dancing for sports.
It's crazy, but it's amazing.
But no, it's so freaking amazing. And what I love about you're talking about your daughter is like, well, first of all, I apologize that she's a Jets fan. We're Jets fans, and my family is depressed.
Don't even get me started.
Always depressed. Yeah, I'm like, I feel so bad for you. My son had never had a chance. He's a baby. He was saying Jets are Jets.
Green, okay.
Just always depressed. You know, I mean, we're so sorry, but we love the Jets. We love you. But come on, get it together. Your work and the way you can reference what you do is relevant to, you know, the male population. It's relevant on big screen, children, adults. And so I think that is so cool. I just love this whole idea. And you really hit it. I mean, your hockey, your football, and now here we are, your baseball, which is wild.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I guess you could say I'm sporty. So,
but are you or no? It's like, is that a draw?
Now I am. So I went into the whole dance world raised by a rockette, thinking I would be on the stage, but I'm only 5'3", so 5'4" if I'm really like holding myself up. But you know, I was trained in all the right things. You know, I was even in a ballet company at one point. I went to college for dance, which is all classical stuff. I never thought I would go the ballet route. I love it for training. It was always just like a love for me for the workout purpose of it. Kept me in great shape, and I miss it now even to this day. But I always, when I was a kid, was very like, watch me. Oh, you know what I mean? Like I loved the over entertainment hamminess. I loved musical theater. Just loved entertainment, and I loved entertaining people. love making people laugh. And I, realized that when I went into the world of arena football, I think that's when it hit me. I was in college and I was right across the street from the Coliseum, and someone was like, "Oh, there's an audition. I think you'd be awesome at it." And I was just like, okay. And I just went, and here we are dancing on turf, which was so bizarre because here I am always dancing on wood, marley, whatever. And it just felt like, oh, this is awesome. And I just like got right on that team. And that coach I had that season became my mentor for years. And I still talk to her to this day. Her birthday's coming up soon, and she's going to be visiting me at the ballpark. But it's like I started realizing, like, all right, like this is the performance part, the costumey part, but like the sports world is also a part of it. And it's funny because my family's not wildly sporty. They were always, oh yeah, I'm that fan, but it was never like everyone, like give me the remote, we're watching the game. Like it wasn't like that.
It's crazy for New York because New Yorkers are like New Yorkers, Philly, Boston, these cities, and LA too. Like they're just like sports is like a household thing.
It's just funny because like they're not diehard, but because I was always on all these teams, I like made my family sporty. Like I remember my mother used to be like, "Do you have to work outside? Like, do you have to work out? Can we go back to the indoor stuff? I really liked when you were indoor." Just want to get our hair all wet and stuff. Yeah. No, it was definitely, I loved it, and just the energy of it. And, arenas and stadiums are just different. You're in a fishbowl. You're performing behind you, side of you, cameras from any angle, especially now with all these drones and like the technology that they have now. But there's something really cool about that. It makes you feel almost like you're a like celebrity, like a musician, like going to a concert. And when it's just like, rah, like everyone's screaming all around you. Some people, I'm sure it could overwhelm, but me, it's like a high. Like the second I get out there, I remember I felt like I was like levitating when I was like running out to where I had to dance. And I just, that feeling is so addicting that like it's hard to walk away from it. So I'm happy now that I can like sit behind the curtain and kind of like watch it come to life. Because it's such an experience to be a part of that and to have done it. Like aside from, and we'll get into this, but like aside from like, there's a lot of talk on, oh, the wages weren't that great back when, we didn't even get paid for rehearsal when I was doing it. Like to think like, what? You didn't get paid for, like just the things that used to happen back when compared to now, so much better. But it's at the time I was in my 20s and it didn't really start hitting me mentally and financially until I was older that, money was an issue. And, when I had to start getting a mortgage and doing all that kind of stuff. But when I was younger, oh my goodness, it was like, why wouldn't I do it? And it was a year-long job. It wasn't, most dance jobs, you're sitting there auditioning like every month, every other week, or something just to keep it moving. So what's nice about sports is you're contracted for the season. So, that's fantastic. Can't ask for more when it comes to that.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell. And you are not alone.
We are inspired by you. Thank you for joining our Creative Mamas community. Support Creative Mamas Unplugged on Patreon to get your name in the credits, receive extra content, and earn some fun prizes. With this, we can keep creating, uplifting, and growing this incredible community together. We love you so much. Applause!